All right, so for today's session, we're going to focus on stretching and strengthening our butts. So let's get into some butt stuff. And come together with your toes together, knees wide, back of your mat. And start to breathe into your child's pose. Lengthening your breath with the inhales and matching the duration with your exhales. As you start to breathe here, spread your toes out and press the tops of your feet down into your mat. Send your breath down all the way into your hip joints. And press your tailbone down towards your heels. Inhale your right hand high. Exhale, thread the needle, crossing it underneath your left armpit. And send your right hip bone back to square your hips up. You can press your left hand into the ground here, or take a bind, bringing your left hand to catch your right hip crease, and turning your chest and face to look up at the ceiling. Release, come back to center. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. And inhale your left hand high. Exhale, thread the needle under your right armpit. You can bump your left hip back. You're going to continue to press your right hand into the mat, sending your hips back, or take the bind, reaching for your left hip crease with your right hand, and turning and opening up your right shoulder. And release, come to center. Take a big inhale, and a big exhale. And on your next inhale, come up to your hands and knees. Lift your collarbone and your tailbone, spreading your hips wide as you inhale. As you exhale, pull the front of your pelvis up. Pull your belly button in and round your back. Flow through a few more cat-cows with your own breath, using the full duration of your inhale and your exhale to start to work out your spine, spread out your hips. You get a sense for what you're working with today. Go through 2 more breath cycles and we'll meet in a neutral spine. Inhale your right hand forward and your left heel back. Turn your right thumb up toward the ceiling and hug your shoulder blades in. Press your heel toward the wall behind you and engage your hamstring to lift it up and square your hips. Inhale to expand and exhale to crunch, pulling your elbow and knee together underneath you. Inhale, expand. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, expand. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, expand. Exhale, crunch. And then release down. Inhale your left hand forward with thumb up and extend your right heel toward the wall behind you. Be sure to engage that hamstring and hug your outer hips in. Inhale, expand, and exhale, crunch. Inhale, expand, and exhale, crunch. 2 more. Inhale, expand, Exhale to crunch. Last one, inhale, expand. Exhale to crunch and release. Curl your toes, dig those fingers into the ground, and press your hips high to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands, come high on your toes. Bring your belly in, take the itty bittiest little steps you can, all the way to your top of your mat, and hang and ragdoll. Your feet hips width distant apart. Sway softly side to side, front to back, bend one knee into the other. Whatever you need to do to shake out the dust from your limbs here. Release your hands and heel toe your feet together. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to fold. Bring the pit of your belly up and in and press your feet down and out on the mat. So you can hug your outer hips in and lift your hips a bit higher, or your tailbone a bit higher rather. Then let's try that halfway lift again. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, roll all the way up to standing, bring your hands fully overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center and melt down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back to a high plank and fold. Engage your quadriceps just above your knees so that you can hug your abs in to stay strong in this pose. Pull the mat together like you're going to wrinkle it between your hands and between your feet to really fire up your full bod and hug your outer hips in. Inhale, rock forward over your fingertips, and exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale to upward facing dog. Pull your chest through your shoulders, and exhale, hips high, down dog. And now we'll flow our sunnays to get really warm and prepare that one breath per motion. Inhale, look forward between your hands, and exhale to step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain pose, grow long, and exhale, softly melt down, holding your belly in. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips high, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, and exhale, melt down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, hug your outer hips in, and exhale, hips high, down dog. One last time through those. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, and exhale, melt all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, spread your toes out, and exhale, hips high, down dog. And now flowing in to the sun bees. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, pressing your thigh bones back, and exhale to fold. Inhale your hands high, hips low to chair, and hold. Hug your outer hips in, and pull the front of your pelvis up so that your tailbone can drop farther back. You're going to sit in one of those stupid little kindergarten chairs. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, melt forward. Let your head hang low. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, press down to lift up, and exhale, hips high, down dog. Step your right foot forward, spin your left heel down, and inhale up to warrior one. Exhale to sink down onto your front leg. Press through your left heel to drive that hip forward. And hug your inner thighs together for stability in this pose. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, open up to warrior two. Lift the front of your pelvis up and exhale your tailbone and shoulder blades down. Breath goes up the front of the body and exhale down the back of the body. Flip your front palm, inhale, reach up and back, and exhale, cartwheel down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, hug those other hips in, and exhale, hips high. Down dog. Step your left foot forward, inhale on up to warrior one. Exhale to sink into your front leg and stay. Drive through your right heel to propel that hip forward and hug your inner thighs together for stability on this side as well. Inhale, look up, lift your chest up. And exhale, open up to warrior two, sinking low over your front leg. Flip the left palm, inhale, go up and back. And exhale, cartwheel on down, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, scoop the front of your pelvis up. And exhale, hips high, down dog. We'll go through that twice more here, that extended sequence with the warrior two. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Hips low, hands high, come on up into your chair. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, hips high, down dog. Right away, right foot steps forward. Inhale and up to your warrior one. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, cartwheel on down. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Left foot comes forward. Come on up to warrior one with that inhale. Exhale, open up warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, cartwheel down. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. For this last one, you know the sequence. Go ahead and flow through. I'm not going to give cues. And if you get lost, just look at me. Let's get started. Look forward. Travel to the front of your mat. And when you're done with your flow, meet together in down dog. All right, let's keep moving. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and round your back. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right tricep, hug in. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee all the way to your left tricep. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and softly step through to come up into crescent lunge. Press your feet in down firmly into the mat and pull them together like you're going to wrinkle that mat front to back between your feet. Inhale, reach up with your chest. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. Hug your outer hips in. Pull the front of your pelvis up and descend your tailbone toward your heels. Inhale to extend long and exhale to empty out and twist farther. Bring your gaze up over your right shoulder. Release from the center, inhale. And exhale, open up to warrior two and hold. Bring the front of your belly in and up and your front ribs together. Flip your palms over and bring your elbows in a little bit. As you get your front ribs in, get those shoulder blades in. Then flip your hands back over and extend your fingertips long. Flip your right hand over, inhale, go up and back. And exhale, come into extended side angle. Pressing your right elbow into your right knee to send it towards your pinky toe. Drive down to the knife blade edge of your left foot. Keep that whole leg active. And keep all of this muscle burning into your big muscles, your glutes max, glutes medius, and those strong quads and hammies. Inhale, come on up into warrior two, and then press through and straighten your front leg. Turn your toes to face the side of your mat, and with your hands on your hips, inhale the front of your pelvis up, your chest up, and exhale, fold from the waist. Your heels should be facing slightly more out than your toes. Then hug those heels in, even in this posture. And lift and spread your toes. This will give you the muscles on the outside of your shins you need. Really drop your head low and stretch out your hamstrings. Inhale halfway up with a flat back. Exhale to hold and inhale all the way up. And to spin down for a chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, hug those elbows in. And exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg high. Exhale your knee, your nose, puff up your back. Inhale your left heel high. Exhale your left knee to your left elbow, hug in. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow, hug in. Inhale it high. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose. And softly step through, inhaling on up to crescent lunge. Hug your outer hips in so that you can drop your shoulder blades down your back and reach those fingertips for the sky. Inhale, raise your front of the pelvis and the chest up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Twist on over to the left. Pull your left hip back and push your right hip forward. Bringing the front of your pelvis up and descending your tailbone down to your heels. Find a point over your left shoulder on which to fix your gaze. Release and come back to center. And exhale, open on up into warrior two. Hug your inner thighs together so you get mobility in your pelvis. You bring the front of it up and your tailbone down. Flip your left palm over. Inhale, go up and back, reverse. And exhale, come on down to your extended side angle. Pressing your left elbow inside your left knee over the pinky toe side of your foot. Continue to squeeze your inner thighs together and drive down through that right leg to activate the whole side of that body so you can stretch it out. Release, come back up to warrior two. And exhale, cartwheel all the way down. High to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale your hips high to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, stretching long. And exhale to fold. Inhale your hips low, hands high, come up into chair pose and hold. Bring those front ribs together. Make your abs like a little plate that's holding the front of your body up. Then you can hug your outer hips in and soften those hip creases to drop them even lower. Now that we're here in chair, take your right foot and cross it over your left knee in the figure four position. You can bring your hands to heart center or keep them raised for higher heart rate. Either way, the goal here in the figure four legs to test your balance and to stretch your glutes. Active stretch here, the left engaged and the right stretching. And bring your hands to heart center and start to come down. This is available to you today. You can bring your elbows to the front of your foot or bring your hands to the ground. And then you can even start to go into our flying pigeon. So place your hands down as if in crow, hugging your elbows in, chest forward. Curl your right toes around your left tricep. Then start to lean forward and experiment with picking that back foot up off the ground. You've got your back foot up. You can play with extending that leg. You gotta hug your outer hips in like crazy to do so. So give it a try. And if you're struggling, you can always choose the stretch. Woo, I can't even do the flying pigeon today. I can't get my legs straight. Still a hell of a stretch though. Give it a couple more tries and then we'll meet back in our chair pose. So release, come to chair. Hips low, hands high, and then exhale, forward fold. Split your feet apart. So grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Hug your outer hips in, even here. Bring the front of your pelvis up. And bring your chin to your chest so the crown of your head can really drop down, helping to release that spine by being a 7-pound weight. Release your toes and heel toe your feet together. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to fold. Inhale your hips low, hands high, come on up into chair. And exhale, sink your weight down into your heels. Bring those front ribs together to get your arm bones way up by your ears. And then cross your left leg over your right, coming into figure four legs on this side. Front of the pelvis up and front ribs together will help keep you stable here while we're up in this pose. Pressing your right heel will let you drop those hips down lower. And then bring your hands to heart center and start moving into the extended glute stretch or going for that flying pigeon. Once again, keeping your hands at heart center, option 1. Hands on the ground, option 2. We'll curl your left toes around your right tricep and start playing with the balance and flying pigeon as option 3. Got about 5 or 6 more breaths here to play. Whatever feels good to you. Strength stretching somewhere in between. And then release. And we'll all move back into chair pose. Inhale your hips low, your chest high. Bring those front ribs together. One more big inhale. And then exhale, fold over your feet. Split them apart for a gorilla pose. Slide your upturned palms underneath your feet. And roll your inner thighs toward the wall behind you. This is another way to release your hips so that they can really, your tailbone can really reach toward the sky. You get the full stretch along the back of your body versus in your low back. Having your inner thighs engaged and mobile will help your hip joints to move wherever you want them to. Release your bind and heel toe your feet together. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale, hips high, down dog. Step your right foot forward, spin your left heel down and inhale on up to warrior one. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Wiggle your feet pretty far apart here. Get that thigh parallel with the ground. Inhale, go up and back, straightening your front leg too. And then exhale, reach forward first. And then down, coming into triangle pose. Pop your tailbone up and squeeze your inner thighs together. Really work those glutes. Find stability in this pose. Your hand can either be on your shin or on the ground. Either one. With an inhale, press down to both feet and stand all the way up. Turn your toes to face the outer corners of your mat, hugging your heels in. Bring your hands to heart center for a goddess pose or horse. They used to call it horse, and then this whole yoga sales thing came in and they started calling it goddess. I guess it's more attractive. Anyways, hug your quads up towards your pelvis. Squeeze your butt cheeks in and drop a little bit lower. If your legs start shaking, you're doing it right. Press your knees out to the sides of your mat. So there's an expanding here as well as a pushing down. And then inhale, bring your arms overhead. Increase that heart rate and bring the front of your pelvis up and sit a little bit lower. And then inhale to press down to stand all the way up. And exhale, turn your toes toward the back of your mat and come into warrior one on the left. Bring the front of your pelvis up as you inhale and look up. And exhale, open up into warrior two. Wiggle your feet apart for a nice long stance. And then reverse your warrior. Inhaling as you go up and back. Straightening your left leg. And exhale, come forward first before all the way down into triangle pose. Press down through your left big toe mound to lift your tailbone up and back and squeeze those inner thighs together. Inhale, press down through your feet to come all the way up. And turn your toes out to the outer corners of your mat once more. Inhale, lift the front of your pelvis up. Exhale, bring your front ribs together. We're taking care and setting up for this, guys. Really make sure we're getting into our butts. So squeeze your cheeks together now that you're all properly aligned and hugging into center on the front of your body. And exhale, come slowly down with a straight spine. Pressing out through your knees, out through your feet, and hugging those heels in. And come all the way low. Inhale, lift your left toes up. Exhale to stay. One more inhale, and exhale, sit them down. Inhale your right toes up. Exhale to stay. One more inhale here, and exhale, bring them down. And then you can probably guess where we're going, but first let's sink a little bit lower. And then inhale, bring both heels up. And exhale, stay. Now bring your arms up, hug in to stay. And then exhale, release everything, press up. Inhale, raise your hands all the way up. Exhale, bring your toes in and take another forward bend. You can go for the back edge of your mat here. Hug the outside of your feet. Or grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Wherever you are, bring your chin in so the crown of your head can really drop down. And bring your weight into your toe pads to bring your hips up over your shoulders. Get that nice inversion, that stacking of joints, even in this sort of recovery hold here. Inhale to halfway lift with a flat back. And exhale, walk your hands to the front of your mat. And lower down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto your tummy, either ear to the ground. And flip so the other ear is on the ground. Take a brief rest here, Belly Shavasana. Feel your heart going. Feel your blood pumping. And inhale, bring your chin to center. And come on up into locust pose. Spin your inner thighs up toward the ceiling. And hug your outer butt cheeks in. Spreading your toes. Keeping those feet active even as we're flying through the air like little bugs. And then exhale, release down. Opposite ear of the mat. Bring your chin to center again. And inhale on up for a second locust. Pressing out through your heels, out through your toes. Becoming super long, even as you lift up here. And then exhale, release down. Opposite ear of the mat. Kick your legs up and capture the outside of your heels in your hands. Bring your chin to center. And the front of your pelvis up before lifting on up into bow pose. Hug your knees in to keep your legs right in line with your hips and press out through your hands into your feet to get that activation in your glutes and in your hands. And release down, opposite ear of the mat. Got one more of these belly back ones to go. So kick those feet back up, capture your ankles from the outside or the inside if you're feeling really mobile in those shoulders. And then inhale, kick up. Inhale to lift your feet up. And exhale to kick back in your hands. And release, come all the way down. Windshield wiper your ankles back and forth. Shake out your low back. Shake out your hips. And then flip on over to your back to set up for bridge pose. Plant your feet firmly underneath you so that your fingertips can just brush your little heels there. And roll your inner thighs forward and down. That should make you feel like you're hugging something in between your knees. Or if you have like a towel or a pillow or a block or something handy, you can even put it between your knees. And then inhale on up into bridge. Clasp your hands behind your back. Bring your chest up through your shoulders and hug your outer hips in to lift your pelvis up even higher. And exhale, release on down. Set up for your second bridge. Get those inner thighs activated, that squeezing action. Also pair that with pushing out of the feet. They'll kind of have a different way to cue the same action. Then inhale, come on up into bridge. This time, clasp your hands at the opposite thumb on top. The goal of that being to roll your shoulder blades underneath you, give you more lift, and also to lengthen out, stretching your whole body toward the wall in front of you as the crown of your head reaches for the wall behind you. And then release down. And before we go into our bridges, I'm going to take a brief second and grab some things we mount my sweater with, because I don't think that I'm going to be able to plant my hands firmly with how much I've dripped here today. There we go. It's a cute little thing. All right. So now that we're all mopped, and hope you guys had a chance to clean up any slip and slides you created there. Plant your feet once more, pressing your feet down and out, rolling those thighs down and in. And inhale on up into bridge. Squeeze your hands and feet on the mat together like you're going to wrinkle them. And inhale into your heart, into the front of your pelvis. And exhale, release, roll all the way down. We've got, let's see, what's our time? Got 3 more of those on the menu. So inhale, come on up into this next bridge. Make each of these your own. Hug in to express out. And release, come all the way down. Take a big inhale. And clearing exhale. Then inhale, come on up into your third bridge or wheel. I keep calling it bridge. It's a wheel. And exhale, come on all the way down. And then set up for your final wheel. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. Then inhale, come on up into wheel. And exhale to fold. You press down through your feet and through your hands. You'll have more room to use those big glute muscles, hugging your inner thighs together, lifting your pelvis up, lifting that center of gravity up toward the ceiling. And release, come all the way down. Take a Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. And one hand to your belly and the other to your heart. And walk your shoulder blades underneath you here too. To get your whole spine flat on the ground. Letting your knees fall open. And release your feet up for a happy baby. Touching the outsides of your feet with your hands. Instead of rolling all around, unless that feels really good on your back, I encourage you to focus on more of a static happy baby here. And by that I mean pressing your low back flat against the ground and using your breath to make micro adjustments here. And release your feet. And bring your knees, keep your back plaster to the ground. Bring your knees to rest over your hips. And stomp your feet like you're going to walk on the wall in front of you. Bring your hands to the outside of your ears. Just touch with your fingertips. Make sure you're not supporting your neck with your hands. And inhale your left elbow up to your right knee, pressing your left leg out as you do so. Inhale, come to center. And exhale to switch. Keep the motion in your abs. So inhale, come to center. That still means your belly button's pressing down. And exhale, switch. You feel an activation in your higher up ab and a sinking in the lower one. Inhale, come to center. And exhale to switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. And keep going with your own breath. The goal of being so aware of what we do with our abs, in each section of the abs, to get that nice flat tummy. You know, ladies, very few ladies want a big old glaring set of glamour muscles on the front. And so we build our low abs. We become stronger than dudes who are just doing crunches to get ripped. Keep going slow, pressing through these like you're going in molasses. We're here for about 20 more seconds. Ten more seconds. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll your lower back out of the ground. What do we have in for ourselves here? Oh yeah. So, grab the back of your legs and rock and roll and come on up into a half pigeon. Take either side first. It matters not. We'll get to both of them. Really press. So I'm doing my right first. So I'm gonna really, after I get my front leg set up with my shin as parallel to the front of the mat as I can, keeping my foot flexed. I'm gonna really bring this glute back. Bring it back. And then lay it over the side. Again, pointing over to the corner of my mat. This stretches a little bit different area in the muscle. It gets like it's a little piriformis. And those little guys, they can get really tight from just sitting around or from things like running, jogging, or making sharp movements. Relax your whole face and send all your breath into your glute. Softly press up. And whichever shin you had forward, keep it there. And then swing your other one around. And give it a little cradle rock on the way there. Swing it around on top for double pigeon. Move your glutes out from underneath your hip bones. Press out through both of your heels, keeping them square. And you can tighten your fingers to help lift your chest. Press yourself up. And then either stay here or keeping your chin tucked so your spine is long. Start to fold over your stacked shins. This can be really intense, and that's exactly what we're going for. So just breathe into your outer hips and keep the tension out of your face, not your jaw. If you can't do that, just back out of it. And slowly on an inhale, come back up if you folded. Release your legs. Give them a little tap on the ground to wake them up. Then come into your half pigeon on the opposite side. So for me, this will be my left. And just as we did on the previous side, after you got your shin parallel, that foot flex, really drag your glute back. Consciously push it back. And then fold over more to the side, going to the corner of your mat, beside your folded leg, to shake it up in a lower stretch with our half pigeons. We do half pigeons a lot. It's nice to do some of these little minor variations to make sure we're getting all the muscles back there. And softly press out. Keep that bottom shin where it was, that flexed one. And bring the opposite one to stack on top. A little cradle rock on the leg, if that feels good to you. Move your butt out of the way, your butt bones once more. Tent those fingers to help lift your chest. Long straight spine with the crown of your head up. Either stay here or start to bend over your legs. Using your breath, sending it to the areas of tension, using it to check in. Make sure that you're not going too far or holding tension where it doesn't need to be held. Carefully, slowly with your inhale. Come all the way up. And shake your legs out again. Give them a nice little bump on the floor. Get all shaken out there. And bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Once again, move your hips out of the way. I always seem to come right back underneath. Inhale and reach high. And exhale, turn and pivot your chest over your right leg, folding all the way down. You go for a straight grab, or come and loop your left hand more over to the edge of your foot. Get a stretch along your spine area right here. Those muscles that can sometimes get used a little too much in favor of our abs or erector spinae that go all the way up our spine. Get these little accessory muscles that can get tweaked. And then release, go all the way up. And switch sides. Extend your left foot long and bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Inhale your chest high and turn and fold over your left leg. Once again, you can circle around your grab from the outside. Give yourself more of a side stretch here as well as stretching out the back of your left leg. And release, come all the way up. Bring your legs full in front of you. And slowly roll onto your back to set up for a shoulder stand. So bring your hips up over your shoulders, your hands at your low back for support. Stamp your feet up the ceiling. Roll your inner thighs in and back for the wall. And I guess behind you. I was going to say in front of you, but that doesn't make any sense. So I'm telling you, roll them back. And keep your feet active here. Spark those toes open. Curl them back toward your shins. And hug your elbows in. With control, bring your feet down behind you for a plow pose. Your feet touch the ground, press them in, lift your tailbone high. Continue to keep your chin tucked and centered to protect your neck. You want to bring your knees by your ears for a deaf man's pose. And slowly, carefully roll all the way down onto your back. And take a big old full body stretch for a second here. Arms overhead, toes pointed, stretch out. And then bring your right leg over your left for eagle legs. Letting them fall over the left as you turn and look over your extended right hand. Might want to bump your hips over to the right a bit to really get into this twist. You can feel this all on the outside of your right leg, into your glutes there, and then of course in your obliques and the rest of your twisting muscles. Those are fabulous counter to those goddess poses, and also to those compliments those what's it called? Those yogi bicycles, those slow burning ones. And unwind your legs, release, come to center. Then cross your left leg over your right for eagle legs. Bump your hips out over the left and let them fall to the right. Your knees fall to the right. You turn and look over your left shoulder. Release, come to center. Take one last big full body stretch. Reach your arms and legs long. And then exhale, come into your Shavasana. Keep your arms overhead or bring them to your sides, whichever you choose. We'll come into a total rest here, letting everything go. Letting your breath go and keeping your eyes softly closed. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle your wrists and ankles out. Move your head back and forth. And roll onto either your right or left side. Keeping your eyes closed. Your head cradle on your elbow. Bring your knees into your chest. And keeping your eyes softly closed, come on up to the seated position. And bring your hands to heart center, raising the crown of your head tall. Let's close with one Om. Take a big inhale and then Om. Inhale your thumbs to your third eye center. The light in me sees and acknowledges the light in each one of you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, y'all.
Namaste. You're welcome, y'all. Thanks for coming.